So, anybody
Um,
watching football right now?
well, in a way, the last thing I watched was Airbud, Golden Receiver.
Oh, I meant
Oh,
soccer, you uncultured swine. You got the
oh,
big
We finally
FIFA
we finally
chick.
reached the end
all
of the
right,
American football season. We could talk about
all
FIFA.
right, you
Exactly.
cheeky bugger.
The closest thing I've gotten to the NFL right now is there's a guy, a YouTuber I follow who's doing a charity event and he's going to all the NFL stadiums right now.
Oh, uh,
That's dedication right there.
well,
Yeah, he's doing all it's for St. Jude, but I won't.
what I do know, I guess, in that vein, is the Toy Story 5 licensing deal for toys went to, or I guess just merchandising, went to Papa John's, and Wendy's got Minions and Monsters, meaning McDonald's got FIFA World Cup.
That's
Time
kind
to
of
go to
funny.
McDonald's. Yeah.
Huh. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cheap Seat Critics podcast. I'm one of your hosts, a Geeky Writer.
I'm Crimson Maroon.
Then I'm Sprinks, and hey, if you're listening from a football stadium, any football stadium that is, even the soccer ones if you want to include them, you can find us over on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, yes, Blue Sky, Blue Ski, yes. We have Letterboxd, average out numbers, graphs, whatever it is we've done and covered. We have visual side of things on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify. We got audio platforms over on tons of audio platforms where you could listen to right now. I think that's the whole run spiel. I got to keep this thing memorized. And we'll run into the intro. And back from the intro. But yes.
And we're back.
Season 32 recap.
Yeah.
Which will be
Finally got
probably,
another sports season done. It feels like it's been forever, to be honest with you.
well, since the
Well,
baseball
it's
one.
been like 2.5 years or something since the baseball one. Baseball was like season 14, I think. I looked at it fairly recently. I think it's 14.
Okay, I wouldn't know off the top of
That
my head.
sounds right. But so, who's everyone's favorite quarterback?
From the season or overall?
Let's do both.
Brett Favre.
Overall, okay.
No, just because I know the name.
Fair enough.
You
Crimson.
don't know any of the quarterbacks that we watched?
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner.
Guess we're familiar with Kurt Warner now. Yeah.
I don't remember the names of anybody else.
You sure?
Like from the season? Yep.
Yes, from the season.
I'm pretty sure Josh counts.
Oh, yeah, I guess he was the backup quarterback.
He does count. Is he better than Kurt Warner?
Both no.
They both win their respective games.
Do you like him more than Kurt Warner?
I do. But that is childhood nostalgia speaking. Josh has no beautiful proposal scene.
No, he does not. Actually, that is a stark difference between the two movies. Is one has a really good proposal scene and one has a really shitty one.
That's very fair.
I don't think the two of you were as harsh on that Airbud proposal scene as I was. But I thought it was so crap.
I thought it was okay.
I mean, it's mundane. I'll give it that. But it depends on, like, the relationship. Not every relationship wants, like, a super... not every relationship wants a super dramatic like Proposal or anything like that. But I get what you mean though.
Yeah, I guess it's just because of the chemistry of the characters. Airbud really focused on Josh and Airbud and Buddy more than the mom and Patrick.
Yeah, their relationship is definitely relegated to being side fiddle to the main story, which is that's one thing American Underdog would have had from the get go, just at base value, is that they actually their relationship is one of the cornerstones of the film. I think. Hmm. This season, probably Kurt Warner to be my favorite quarterback. I think I like the character a lot more too. Real life,
Which one?
or Kurt Warner from the
Oh, Kurt
show.
Warner. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know Kurt Warner from
I-
real
I
life.
didn't hear it.
Kurt Warner in real life is really cool, but if I'm going real life though, I'm probably gonna go with Joe Montana, for the obvious reasons that everyone in every film seemed to reference in this season. There's
Yeah, even
only
Gus.
2 movies I didn't think that did. Yeah, I think there's 2 movies here that didn't reference Joe Montana.
Was it the 2 animal ones?
Yeah, the 2 animal ones, yes, and I think no, yeah, it's the 2 animal ones. I think Joe Montana got referenced in every single the other ones at least once.
I don't remember.
But arguably GOAT.
Was he referenced in Remember the
Uh,
Titans for its setting?
Yes.
Okay.
I know he's referenced in the film. I don't remember what part of the film he's referenced though.
I was just thinking because that one's set prior to like the more modern time of Draft Day, Blindside, and American Underdog.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I think Blur Titans wouldn't have referenced Joe Montana. It'd be weird if they did, unless there was like no, the opening narration is focused on
The
like
funeral.
yeah, and same with the end. So yeah, I don't think Remember the Titans actually does reference him. That's a good point. So I think he was referenced half the time in that case. I feel like I was missing one, so that checks out.
Since our baseball season was mentioned from season 14, check out our coverage. I
Classic
did
Crimson.
go and check out our averages to see if we enjoyed the baseball season.
Well, the baseball
More or
season
less.
had less.
Yes, it had 4. We had 6 this time, but it's an average nonetheless. And I just did our subjectives. So, Sprinks, do you think you enjoyed the baseball season or the football season more?
Baseball.
Yeah, overwhelmingly.
I
That came to a
I think
7
a lot of those
point,
baseball movies I like a lot
1.
more than these movies. Yeah.
And then, 7.1 average, and then the football was a 5.6
Yeah.
average.
I think it's mainly because I understand baseball a lot more than I understand football.
Yeah, I would say that we got a lot more variety this season than I think we did in the baseball season, but not. That might just be due to we have being that we have like the 2 extra films to go with the season.
Yeah, I
I feel like
guess
the baseball one was variety. You got the kids playing baseball. You got a ghost baseball movie. You got a dog baseball movie, and
I guess the
We got
Airbud one fits up with Gus
more
and
kids
Airbud.
playing baseball.
The Sandlot one meets that of like, I guess not like just fun baseball, like not actual like a professional league, but the high school kind of feel, maybe more Blindside-ish. To just kind of match them. League of Their Own, I would match to Remember the Titans, more like a
There
time
we go,
set
League of Their Own.
era connected one, and then it was Field of Dreams. Let's go with Draft Day because they both have Kevin Costner.
Right, there you go.
They have Kevin Costner, and they're both technically fantasy.
Ryder, which one do you think you enjoyed more?
I think I probably enjoyed the baseball season more.
Correct by a smidge. You had an average of 6.3 for the baseball and 6.2 for football.
Oh wow, certainly a smidge.
Yeah, certainly a smidge. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking on it like I would just personally like I liked there were some I think enjoyed the highs here in the football season more, but the lows were real lows.
That actually is a
And
good add-in. Like, is our lowest in the opposition or our highest in the other one? Like, saying I like the baseball more than the football is my highest out of all of them in the baseball. My lowest out of all of them is in the football.
let's see, I
That's
got the paper.
probably true. I think the only competitor in the baseball season would probably be Airbud because Seventh Inning Fetch had also had really removable villains.
It did, but I think the villains in Golden Receiver are worse. Because
I would agree with that
without the
because
villains in Seventh Inning Fetch, I think the movie wouldn't be as great. Like, they actually add a
yeah,
little more of that
they're
quirkiness.
actually a decent bit of comedy
Yeah, to
because
the tone
the ones in Receiver I think they
clashing.
were intended to be comedic. The problem is it just didn't work as
No,
far as like the sense of humor is concerned.
especially with that in bit, like focusing on the game for them to win. Where's Buddy? And then just going to the fish guts and monkey fencing.
Hmm.
Tonal clash. But it seems that Crimson still needs more time, so we got to keep riffing. Um,
I have my paper with me. What was the exact question for it? What
the
was the
question was,
lowest?
of the overall to the individual, like I preferred baseball over football. You said is my lowest out of all of those sports films in football, and my highest out of all of them in baseball.
Your lowest is in football, being Gus, and your highest is in baseball, being Sandlot at 8.5.
Okay. And would the same be said for Ryder for his answer, and then you with yours?
Riders tied with an 8 for Remember the Titans and
That sounds right. Yeah.
League of Their Own. Being the highest and the lowest would be football for Gus.
Okay.
And my highest is baseball for League of Their Own. And lowest would also be baseball for whatever the third one was. Field of Dreams? Yeah.
And you're okay.
I think, yeah, the last one was there. But so Field of Dreams, 4.5 is my lowest for that. And this.
Gotcha. And then I guess for you, Crimson, of the football or baseball overall, you like more?
I liked the baseball one with a 6 and football with a 5.8.
Wow, overall baseball was a 6. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, both my averages are lower than all of. Well, actually, no, Sprinks' football one's
Oh,
lower.
what do you say my baseball was? Like an 8 something?
Your baseball was 7.1,
7.1.
and
Okay.
then football was 5.6.
Okay.
You have the biggest gap,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Interesting.
Well, gentlemen, we could probably start out with one of our standard questions now if we want.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Sure. Got one?
All right. Yeah, of course. It's
Oh,
our
man.
standard
I
questions,
like it'd be crazy if
Crimson.
you didn't.
I know, right? Least favorite character.
Ooh. Ooh. Can you do me a favor and define character?
Oh gosh.
They have to have a name, and they have to have a
I think
speaking
they have
line.
to have a name.
That's your
They have to have
definition of it.
That's
'Cause
usually
you're
what
gonna
I
pick
do.
some random like taco stand or something character.
That's what I'm saying. They have to have a name and a speaking line.
I was well. I mean, what's the standard we always deal with this, right? They have to be actual characters in the sense that they're in for more than one scene. They're
Oh, more than one scene. Okay.
probably. I mean, we've had this discussion before. I don't know what our standard is for this particular topic,
Well, I'm trying
if
to
we
think
have one.
like golden receiver, the guy on the enemy team. like the B-52 play they do. That guy, he's only in one scene, and I don't think he has a speaking line, but he has a name.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him a character.
Okay.
Why would you pick him? Theoretically,
I'm just saying because, he doesn't contribute too much, but he is still present. Like, I can still remember him. Mostly because his jersey number changes. But then you also, what was it, Weeble? The guy who's like banging his head on the locker. He has a speaking line, he has a name, and he's in 2 scenes.
yeah, I'm gonna still say that doesn't really count as a character. If we're gonna nail this down as to what defines a character in a story,
Well, that's why I was just questioning
I,
your question. Like, just making sure I understood. I don't want to say an answer and you go, that doesn't count.
I'd probably say
that's that's probably what I would say as well. But given that this is a question that we throw around all the time, for the purpose of this film, said character has to be, I'm gonna put this in quotes, integral to the plot of the film.
Okay.
Primary or secondary cast? I think tertiary might be pushing it.
And with that, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I think I'm going to be picking the love interest in Draft Day. Or the mom in Draft Day.
Oh, Jennifer
I didn't
Gardner?
like either of them. Yeah. Actually, I think I'll pick the mom. I'll pick the mom in Draft Day. She sucked. She was a walking contradiction whenever she was on screen. And that was annoying to watch.
Yeah. When I first proposed the question, Mom in Draft Day was probably my first character to come to my head as well. And I think that speaks to how much, unfortunately, that character stuck with me. Just because she's awful. Mom in Draft Day, I think, is probably my pick as well. But to name something different for the fun of it, I think I am gonna go the villains in Air Bud Golden Receiver.
Which one?
Yes.
They're 2 different characters.
Was it Popov and Natalia? Natasha or something?
I think it's Natalia.
Yeah. The mom in Draft Day is a good answer. First thing that popped in my head was the friend group in Blindside. Leanne's like lunch friends. Because I really don't like that they're like, oh, we apologize that you put your foot down, we respect you, kind of thing, don't worry from us. Immediately going into, oh, we're going to disrespect you. Really didn't like that.
Yeah.
But they are minimal, but they're in more than the 2 scenes. But I don't think they have names.
I don't remember any names.
So,
I don't remember any names.
Okay, well, if that one doesn't count, then I would definitely go with the villains in Air Bud. Because they suck ass.
I think you picked an interesting cast of characters for your least favorite characters. I do think they.
If I had to pick one of the 3, it's going to be the one who pitched the question after Green for the apology to then prompt the disrespectful question. It's that one.
Yeah. No. I was gonna make you narrow it down. I was gonna add some commentary on your choice because I'm like, I think they serve a purpose to the story in a way that didn't like contradict their characters completely, because their point of them, right, is to push Leanne forward, whereas with like the mom in Draft Day, she's being that to 11 and we just have to deal with it longer, I guess. So I don't disagree with your initial choice. I actually think the choice is very valid. This is both a mix of personal and objective, so
yeah.
But which Air Bud villain above the other?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Natalia. More worse because Popov is more silly and funny on like slipping over himself. Natalia's supposed to be like the mastermind, and she's doing a terrible job.
Yeah, she had Duel of the Fates with a fucking monkey. So that was really weird. I felt very intimidated by the villain mastermind there.
Ba, 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 ba.
It also felt a little like the Austin Powers scene with the was the steamroller when the monkey's on the
No!
crane
Get out of the way!
or not
Get
the
out of the way!
yeah, just like moving
Yeah.
the forklift, and she's just standing there like, oh no, not moving out of the way.
Yeah, there's a few of those in there. And I would agree with that. But see, Austin Powers gets away because that's a fucking parody. This is supposed to be not a parody, but the villains
True,
certainly feel
this
like
is
they
a
are.
sequel.
Which is a shame because I think Airbud season one, episode one, movie one, I guess just Airbud. Is that what it's just called? It's just
That's
called
it.
Airbud?
Yeah,
It's
the
called
basketball
Hoops?
one's just called Airbud.
The basketball one.
Okay. Airbud the basketball one. Like we had the villains in that one were more nuanced. Like I would say the first coach is definitely an antagonist at a certain point in which you realize is like what he's doing to the rest of the team. You have the clown as a an antagonist who wants his dog back and stuff like that. So there's some goofiness to like the clown villain, right? But like for the coach villain, that's just straight when villain in quotes. The coach is just straight up cold. That's a very, very different kind of villainy. And I think that because they took that seriously, I think that's really elevates like some of the antagonism and the antagonists in Airbud uh, pretty high up.
Well, and with the clown, he actually is a character. He's a
Yeah,
man
that's
who
true.
hates his job
That's
of
true.
being a clown and is a professional klutz.
The whole first
Meanwhile,
scene is about him.
yeah. Meanwhile, these two and Airbud 2, I don't know why they're goofy, stupid people. They're just goofy, stupid people.
They want to make a Russian circus, yes?
They do.
Yes.
But yeah, so those I think those are all fair picks from all of us. Like none of those sound outlandish to me. Um, I think yeah, but I do think I think Draft Day Mom probably got under my skin the most because it feels like a layup of a character to nail for because it's what they wanted to do with that character seems like something very easy to do, which is why it annoys me that they fucked it up so badly.
Yeah. Yeah. But
And I guess with
let's
that we can oh,
I was gonna say let's flip it on its head. Best character.
yeah, that's what I was gonna do too. I assume unless you had something to interject there, Crimson.
How about we flip it on its head and do favorite characters?
Oh.
Oh
I
man,
wish I came
all
up with
right,
that idea.
yeah, you know. Oh guys, I have an idea.
You do?
It better not be what I'm thinking
yeah.
it is.
What if we pick our mid character? No, we'll do favorite characters.
Oh,
Oh,
mid
gosh.
characters. That's a hard one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, favorite
Oh,
characters.
man.
Well, nobody in draft day. That's an easy one to cut out.
No, interesting.
No, let's see. Nobody in American Underdog.
For
Nobody
me, I'm
does.
bouncing a lot between American Underdog and Remember the Titans, I think. For where I would pull my favorite character pool from.
Not Airbud Coach. You seem to praise him quite heavily.
I
did.
love the Airbud Coach a lot, but unfortunately, I think he would run roughshod in another sports season over like other casts. But he's competing with Coach Yost and Coach
Boom.
Denzel.
Boone. Yeah, Coach Denzel. Boone, he's got some very, very stiff competition. I think subjectively, I might go with the coach from Airbud receiver, but objectively, I think I'm gonna go with Coach Boone.
I see. My answer is Coach Boone.
It's tough. I like Leanne. I like Boone. I like Yost. And I like uh, Patrick. I liked Patrick in Airbud too. Just a very cool, chill guy. I think I'll go with Boone as well.
I'm trying to think if Patrick even makes it on my top 5. I don't think he does. Because you're right, I like Patrick a lot, but I don't love him.
Yeah, you got
I think that's
Gus
the problem.
and Crankcase right above Patrick. So
Yeah, that's not fucking happening. I think, but for a more middling character that would make my top 5, I think I would probably put the linebacker. I forget his name. He got hurt in Remember the Titans.
I
He's
don't
the one that
remember
was
it
in the
either.
car crash.
oh,
I think it
Gary.
starts with a B or something.
Yeah, Gary. That
Gary.
sounds right.
Oh no, it was Gary. Yeah.
I think Gary was also a really, really good secondary character for that movie because and obviously he and his brother in that film they start out really like they're the ones that are fighting, you know, in the when the at the camp because they're sharing a room.
Gary and Julius.
Gary and Julius, like they're the ones that start out fighting at camp, and then they're like brothers by the end of camp, and I really love that. It's such a simple way of how they convey their progression, like from hating each other to like bonding as brothers, and that really sticks with me as someone who also, you know, treats my friends as brothers. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can bounce onto another standard question.
Okay.
Being
You didn't want to go with mid character?
no. Unless that's the one you're throwing out, then I'll do it.
Nope. We could.
All right,
It
good.
was more of a it was more of a
Joke me.
half joke, but it would still be, you know, an interesting one.
I'll go with my standard one of the surprise ratings.
Oh boy.
And I'll start this one off, give you guys some time. This season was probably the least surprising season. There's not a lot of standouts here. Everybody's actually makes sense to me compared to themselves and just the season as a whole. Purely looking at the numbers, though, pattern-wise, Sprinks, you had to break your objective pattern, huh? You did 8, 8, 7, 7, 5, 6. If only it was 6, 6. It would have been
Well, sorry,
icing on the
Gus
top.
had some problems.
Gus
Yes.
did, in fact, have problems.
Maybe if it wasn't for
I
that
honestly-
supermarket scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, is that the worst scene in this?
I was thinking
like,
about that. I was thinking, picture the
season?
question when you said least favorite character. I'm like, what's the worst scene in the whole season? And the
It's
supermarket
been a long
scene
time since we've had that
popped in my
question.
head.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
I
know
mean,
if it's
that's-
a
the
bad
reason
scene.
that-
It's just too damn long.
Yeah, I would say like there is life, I think, in that's the concept of that scene, but I think it's the fact that they dragged it out so long. I think that's what makes it the worst scene in this season for our podcast. Because I can't, like, everything that happens like with the villains in Airbud, right? I find it to be really, really dumb shit, but I wasn't like annoyed to death with them. They bothered me while they were on screen, but it wasn't like because they were a consistent thing in the film. It was a consistent bother. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Whereas
It was
with
also short.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
and
scenes keep
whereas
cutting.
with Gus, yeah, and whereas with Gus, the film is paced relatively okay up until that point where it just kind of the floor just kind of falls out away from under your feet. It was that's so that for me that would be my pitch for worst scene of the season.
I agree. Sprinks, would that be worse than I don't remember her character name, but Anna Paquin's like breakup scene in American Underdog? I knew you really didn't like that one.
I didn't like that because she didn't give Kurt a chance to answer. She's like, "Oh, I already know the answer," and see, it's tough because the supermarket is just too damn long. But that scene is a character thing, but it's not necessarily on Kurt. Kurt's very respectful and said, just like, okay, that's your feelings about it, but I don't like her in that scene. Shoot, a character thing or a running gag thing? What's worse? I still think I'm gonna go with the supermarket scene because thinking of American Underdog, that scene of the breakup doesn't pop into mind as like a something super sour note on the movie. The supermarket does pop up as like a takeaway bad note on Gus.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, not as long. The length is really the factor of this supermarket.
Another scene that pops into mind is when in Draft Day, Sonny goes into his office and his mom and ex-wife are in there.
Why is the ex-wife in there?
Like that just felt like added tension, drama, unnoticed, no one told him kind of thing.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff that has to do with his mom really grinds my gears in that film. I would probably put that as well. If the supermarket scene is my number one least favorite scene, I think him walking into his office and with his mom and his ex both being there for just the sake of drama.
Yeah, unannounced.
I think that's going to be my second favorite. My second least favorite.
Yeah, I get that it adds to everything going on in that movie, but it doesn't fully make sense.
Yeah, it damages the characters by their mere existence because theoretically his mom, again, should know to not bother him about this during Draft Day.
Especially since her introduction of her character is calling Sonny about the drama going on Twitter that she knows before he does.
Yeah. So it's kind of comes out of the blue. Like, why are you doing this now? She picked today. She could have picked the day after. It just came across as needy, selfish, and wanting attention.
I also have our Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again scores to see how it fares with Gus being
another Don Knotts movie.
Don Knotts and Tim Conway.
Don Knotts and Tim Conway, yeah. Thankfully, looking at him, the numbers do make sense to me.
Like, do I like Gus more? Maybe?
Yeah, you had 3.5 on Rides Again.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a 1 point disparity. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Where was I on that one?
You gave it a 2.5 Rides Again. So
yeah. I think it's because of the first movie sanctions as like a serious movie with comedy characters in it, but the whole tone, like everything in the world is, kind of seriously set. And the second movie makes it all a joke, but it's the same world.
Yeah, the tonal difference is definitely very felt between those two movies.
Also, the big confusion on the sheriff being the
I was just about to say that. Get the same actor for two different roles. I don't understand.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of. I've also seen Private Eyes, and would Private Eyes be higher? Probably higher than Rides Again. And then there's.
But you're not sure, so that one's a low one for you then as well.
And then Hot Lead, Cold Feet. I haven't seen, and there's another one I'm forgetting.
So it's not a very good duo for you, it seems. It's pretty much just Apple Dumpling Gang for you.
Apple Dumpling Gang is the first one's a great movie. And they are one of the highlights in that movie.
I keep thinking every time I see Don Knotts, every time I see Don Knotts, I think of Mr. Roper from Three's Company.
Yeah,
I know it's not him. Onward.
That's him.
Yeah. No, that is him?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, so I do recognize him from something. Crimson? How about that?
Like the first two, in the first season, it's the couple, which I think is the Ropers.
Yeah.
And then season 3, they're gone, and Don Knotts comes in, and he's the owner. Season 4 onward.
Okay. Yeah.
but he's not
That's
Roper.
cool.
He's Furley, Mr. Furley. Is that it? Something like that.
Mr. Furley. Okay, so he did come in and replace the Ropers.
Yeah.
All right. I have vague memories of that show because I grew up watching that as a background noise because my mom loved that show.
Yeah, the opening title when
But
they're on the...
I knew I recognized him from Three's Company. I just didn't know where. I
Yeah.
thought he was Mr. Roper, but yeah, if he's
No,
his own
on the-
character, that makes sense too because he doesn't look like Mr. Roper.
No, but the opening when they're on the title sequence and they're on the Ferris wheel? No, the carousel, and it's the three of them, and then it pans over to show Donut's on the carousel, like holding tightly to the bar because he's gonna fall off.
Doing that iconic like stare
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
the nervous wreck.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's him.
To flip, I guess that question too. What's your favorite scene in this season, gentlemen?
Ooh, ooh.
Did you both give surprise ratings?
Oh, right. We should finish that. I see. The thing is, I'm kind of with you, Crimson. I don't know if I have any surprise ratings for this season. I think everything makes sense to me. I know I wrote down I had a point of interest to talk to Sprinks about, but I don't remember it because I didn't write it down, unfortunately.
Rookie mistake.
It is a rookie mistake.
My surprise is I, in my head, thought Ryder was the most football fan out of the three of us here. And out of all 6 movies, other than, I guess, Remember the Titans standing out at 7.5, everything was kind of middle ground for Ryder. A lot of like 5 to 6 range.
Yeah. Funny enough, I had invited one of our guests on the podcast, Curmudgeon Critic, to watch any football movie with us this season. He turned it down because he said football movies didn't really particularly interest him. So I thought that would be I didn't understand that until having gone through the season and like having seen a variety of football movies. I kind of understand where he's coming from. Because I think Remember the Titans and Underdog were really great. I think Remember the Titans is great. I think American Underdog is really good. The rest of them were kind of just middle of the road for me. Yeah.
Okay, looking at these scores, something looks off. Let me double check. Is this accurate?
Oh, I didn't screw up two
Hang on.
recaps in a row, did I?
I'm looking at the wrong number. I'm looking at Crimson's numbers, not Ryder's numbers.
Oh,
Excuse me.
okay.
My confusion. Oops. I was looking at Crimson's
I guess that's questions for you,
Yeah.
Crimson.
Crimson, your numbers of
That's not that
subjectivity,
surprising.
other than Remember
Mhm.
the Titans, is 5s to 6.
Pretty meh season as a whole. Yeah. I mean, Ryder's not too far off. Yeah, like a 7 and an 8. Everything else is meh.
Okay. What made me stop to check was I just went, this doesn't make sense. Why would Ryder like Gus more than Draft Day and American Underdog? That doesn't make sense. That's because it's you, Crimson. You like Gus more than those.
I had more enjoyment out of it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Meanwhile, Sprinks, you had high, low, and medium.
Oh, 4.5 being the lowest is it's in the lows, but it's not like crazy bad.
I think
No,
your
you
biggest
rarely
gap
give
is-
crazy bad.
Yeah, you don't really have. Usually, when you give scores, Sprinks, you normally have big gaps in your ratings. I will say the draft day and ratings stand out, but it still makes sense with everything you said.
No, it's just, again, the difficulty for me being draft day was the first one, especially, is I don't know much about football, so the stuff they're saying I don't fully get because it's for football fans or people who like football. So that's kind of the shaky bit on me, but I can still recognize how well the movie's made.
I think we can all agree that I think draft day still had maybe the best editing, or at least most creative
Oh,
editing.
it was so cool. The green screen walk over another scene on a phone into the other scene was so cool.
It reminds me of Down with
There's no
Love.
airbed, okay?
Anyone see that? Anyone seen Down with Love with Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Ian
Never heard of it.
McGregor, writer have not.
Ian McGregor, yeah.
Crimson that is a great pairing of probably the best editing in the season and the worst editing this season.
Airbud's the worst?
The
What?
beginning of Airbud is.
It's pretty bad.
I think I told you after the pod. I don't think I can watch that scene again.
It was so visually engaging, though.
It hurts my eyes.
Really kept my childhood nature engaged.
My childhood is dead, so it just annoyed me. Sorry for the morbid Cupid audience.
Yeah, poor Ryder.
I know. But let's see. Yeah, the reason that I was bringing this up is Down with Love. The editing in that film reminded me. Draft Day's editing reminds me of Down with Love's editing. So it was just an interesting connection I made visually between the two films, because I haven't really seen a movie edited like that to that degree before.
Yeah, is that the standout thing in Draft Day? The editing?
Would be for me.
For editing?
No,
yeah,
just like
I would say that
main takeaway of the film. Well, I guess the main takeaway is like Draft Day, like the importance of that. But I mean, for like a movie making standpoint, what's the like highlight? I think I would say it's the editing.
Yeah, I would say the editing from Draft Day would probably be the filmmaking highlight for that film. Just like the pure like artistry of making film.
Yeah, and it all
Because
worked.
I think the script, everything else is quite mid. What did you say?
I said it all worked too. There wasn't like an editing in what they're trying to do that looked off. At least I don't think.
Yeah, it
There's
all
one
fit together.
Yeah, there's ones that are, I guess, questionable. Like on a phone call, it's like, why? Like it looks very 50-50. Why is just like a little bit of his clothes going on the other side versus like, you know, the full body look that they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess my surprise rating and everything was just Crimson was very just okay. This is an okay season.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering how big of a Chiefs fan you are, I'm surprised, Crimson.
I'm just such a big football guy.
They mentioned Dolphins once somewhere in the season.
That's true. The Dolphins do get mentioned.
Actually, okay. I guess another question before we flip with the what Ryder was saying earlier. Mostly pertains to Sprinks and I, but I'm sure Ryder you might. Did you learn anything from this season about football?
Yeah, well, yeah. Did I learn anything about baseball in this season? No. I learned anything about football? Yeah, the stick and nod is not as popular as I thought.
No, guess it's just in Madden.
I learned the left tackle is quite important. Didn't know that really. I learned about arena football.
I learned how the draft works.
I didn't know that existed. I did learn how the draft worked. I learned that the rule book gets updated a lot on what it defines as players.
Yeah.
Thanks to the animals, yeah.
And that they eventually required player names on all jerseys.
Oh, that's right.
At some point.
1977.
You guys learned some interesting history about football, but like learning about the game specifically.
None of these movies really do anything in the games themselves. It's mostly kind of just building up to the games.
I learned you can play the same move twice.
Teaches you how to. Yeah, I think American Underdog teaches you how to what it's like to be a quarterback. I do think that is somewhat relevant, I guess. But as for strict
Golden
lessons,
Receiver didn't?
like about the game, I'm gonna go with no. Comparatively, anyway. Yeah, shout your plays at the line, guys. That's totally genius.
And then when it fails, shout the same play again.
Yeah. That's how you know it's a fantasy film.
Yeah, right. I guess for you, probably didn't learn much.
No, I did learn stuff, but again, it was more related to NFL history. Most of the history I'm familiar with is related to, I mean, okay, so I'm very familiar with NBA history just by virtue of the fact that's kind of what I was raised in. NFL history for me is fairly contemporary, and then more specific beyond that, I'm more familiar with my favorite team in the NFL, being again the 49ers. I Beyond that though, would say that I learned a lot more about the history because like I had to do research on like the jerseys. I did some rule book checking for us. So I did learn things, that's for sure, but obviously none of it was related to the actual football game itself. Like I already knew how important the left tackle was because I my team is going through a left tackle controversy now and it's been going through one for the last few years. So um it's been like I know the importance of players in their positions already. So the I guess the lessons for me were more historical based on like the entirety of the National Football League.
Yeah. Was it 3 of the 6 things we watched were based on true events?
Yes. Because it'd
Because
be
Titans,
remember the
Wasn't right?
Titans, Blindside, and
and
American
American Underdog.
Underdog. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
learned
So
how it
those,
affects our objective scaling on how much real events matter and how much is depicted as fictional, and when it approaches that, how it changes, and also on like how entertaining is a movie if they try to stick as close as they can to what actually happened.
yeah. It's obviously a very case by case basis, but there are some people who can make super accurate like depictions of history and still keep it entertaining while just like maybe changing the dialogue up here and there and stuff like that to modernize it for an audience to digest or change things up in a way for the audience to digest. And then there's just the levels of how much they change from history before it becomes like a fantasy.
Yeah.
So,
Because like American Underdog, that one's pretty accurate to history from what was said. Um, but the negative to that is you have stuff like the tornado, where they paced it horribly through the film. Now, in reality, I don't know how close that was to their breakup, but the way they paced it through the film made it not very good. And well, remember the Titans, it seemed like they rearranged history a lot in that, which then brought up
and
scenarios of, well, if they change this, then they can definitely change this to make it better.
Yeah.
there was a cascading effect that happened in Roman Times because I think like the moving around of history in Roman Times, I do think that ultimately produced a better movie for entertainment wise.
Well,
But
you were both right on that the racist enemy team should have been the last team.
I think that would have
I
produced a
said
better ending.
it would have produced a better resulting antagonist for the end. But remember, I'm more middling on that compared to Crimson. I agree that it would help, but I'm not as hardlined onto it.
Gotcha. Uh,
Yeah.
Giving time thinking about it, I know probably the number one thing I've learned in this season.
All
Oh.
right.
Yeah. What defines a movie as a football movie? Or in that case, what defines any movie as its given movie? Because we had a very lengthy
Blindside's gonna
talk
stick
about
with
that
us.
in Blindside.
Yeah, Blindside's gonna stick with us for a while because of just the because we could expand that conversation out, right, to something like what makes something a romance movie. Like it can is romance, you know, if romance happens in like as like two tertiary side characters who have less than 10 minutes of screen time over like a 2 hour movie, is it a romance movie because there's romance in there, you know? So I think there's definitely levels where we can expand like a film's identity out based on what happens in it and what defines something as a football movie, a romance movie, a science fiction movie, or what have you.
Yeah. What
Um,
helps, which was also crazy. I mean, we all agreed the coincidence of the lineup of this movie or this season of the movies into movies, and
yeah,
like how the past one helps the future one, John Debney's presence and all that. Um, I guess going in tandem with that, The Blind Side being questioned how much is it a football movie because it was what, like an hour and something until we get to a field, like a football
I
field
think you
and
said
actually
like
playing.
51 minutes or something.
I think 50.
Well,
I
I
can't
mean,
remember if 51 minutes was Blindside or that was American Underdog. Because
that
after
would be
Blindside, we went into American Underdog, and it was the same thing where we're like, wow, we don't get to a football field till like halfway through this movie. But American Underdog's first half is all about football and Kurt wanting to be a football player. Blindside isn't with Michael Orr.
and plus, well, I mean, to be fair, Kurt Warner's also on the college field, so he is on the football field like within the first half hour. But it's not, again, it's not the NFL. He's and it's more about him, wanting to be the quarterback than it is about showing the football game itself.
True, but even the situation of like dating his wife, like the dating and the going to the bar and the grocery store stuff and the kid's birthday and like all that, it's still involving a football around because he's like, oh, I'll try to make the party after watching the draft day. I'll, be looking at other football players on the boxes of cereal. I'll, like it's still football is prevalently shown up to the point of when he gets to actually be on a team. Blindside, it's not about football until that 51-minute mark or something.
Yeah. And I mean, remember the only time we see a football field in Blindside before that is the opening narration. But as I've said many times in this podcast, opening narration functions like opening credits. It's the time where the writers can speak directly to the audience without necessarily needing to drop us into the world.
True.
So while we do see football field technically at the very beginning of the film, I would agree with you that since it's not really the characters, I don't think that technically counts.
It just comes down to the balance of the films. Because you brought up romance, and the first thing that came to mind for me, I don't know why. It's like Indiana Jones. It's got Indy and Mary, but it's Miriam. But I wouldn't call it a romance movie. But their romance is throughout the movie. It's an adventure film.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is not a romance movie, but it has romance in it.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, I think, going forward. If we ever want to identify a movie as specifically something, as like a genre or a specific like thing, it'll probably come down to more nuanced discussion. Like, it's the one we use all the time, but it's still one that we discuss all the time. But it's like, is this a Christmas movie? Because that one comes up as in a joking manner, but ultimately we bring it up because it's the same. We're having the same discourse with that one as we did with, Blindside, and that was just a new one or a new addition onto just the nuance of what defines something as a part of a genre.
Yeah.
Is there a limit to how many genres a movie can have?
No. I think you can have your genre and like I think main genre maybe 2, but subgenres are still fine. You can have as many continuation.
Like what I tell people, what I tell people when I'm describing my writing, right, is my main genres are science fiction and fantasy, but I write a bunch of subgenres within that context.
I mean, I found out studying for Gus, getting the information on that I found a new genre, animal adventure. I didn't know that was a categorized genre of film.
Yeah.
It's like, I brought it up as an example earlier this season, was Back to the Future 3. You got Western, sci-fi, adventure, drama. Romance. It's got a lot of categories.
Yeah. But it's like, which one to you would you say is top dog of those?
Sci-fi, I guess, because sci-fi is what makes it a Western.
I would probably say sci-fi fantasy personally, but that's not too far off of what I would define Back to the Future as first, anyway.
I do sci-fi Western. I don't know if I put fantasy in that.
It has been a while. Okay, remember, I'm also the weird middling one on Back to the Future, right? I love the first one, and my love for the franchise degrades as the rest of the franchise continues. It's kind of my same feelings towards Jurassic Park.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Jurassic Park's a roller
Yeah.
coaster.
Yeah. Well, remember,
Down
I'm
Yeah, it's
the
called
weird
Velocicoaster.
one, right? I like.
straight down.
Yeah. Remember, I'm the weird one on that one too because I actually like Jurassic Park 2 more than I like Jurassic Park 3,
Yeah, that's heresy.
and I love
That's
Alan.
crazy.
Yeah. That's still one of the hot takes that
That
sits
is
with me on this
that is a
podcast
hot
because
take of
we're
you.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I watched all those films. I didn't take any notes for them. I might walk away with something different when I have to sit down and take notes. So that's just where I'm at now until we have a dinosaur themed season.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaur DNA.
Dino DNA.
Yeah. What was the initial question we started with? What we learned from the season?
Learned from
Yeah,
season, and then writer did flipped to favorite scene, and we haven't
which we didn't
discussed that yet.
cover, but
Oh.
we did. Yeah, we didn't do that one yet, but yeah, favorite scene.
You can't say credits.
The
What?
credits on the credits on Airbud were pretty great. I'm gonna be honest. Just looking forward to them.
Well, first one that
Is
popped
it
in my
crazy to
head.
think the beginning of Gus?
No, that counts.
For comedy, that counts. For comedy reasons, I think the opening of Gus is a very strong contender.
You know why it also counts? Because it's funny because of the supermarket being a huge joke and very long. The opening credits to Gus is like 8.5 minutes. It's also
Yeah,
very
it is.
long.
Yeah, but they break it up so well because they like it's paced super well because we have the joke in the film that it's taking place, but then we cut back to characters talking.
Yeah.
You know?
And the pause for the credits themselves is the laugh. Or it's like,
Yeah, with the
humor.
like as soon as like, something goes wrong, the goofy music kicks in, credits. It's really well edited and well timed, for sure.
I
That
think
being
I'm
said-
gonna go with Remember the Titans when they come out to the field dancing.
That's a good one. I might go with the there's a couple good ones, but I think I'm gonna go with Yost coming fully on board now. Like, cause he's been like, doing a good job with the team, but he hasn't been like fully committed until like he sees his like the effort he's putting into his boys like being wasted by like, corporate bot referees. That really, I think that scene where he's like, leave no doubt. I do really like that because it's a slow burn for him because Yost is a good person, but he needed to be pushed in order to express it, and I really like that.
Yeah. My runner-up scene is going to be the proposal scene in American Underdog.
Oh, and Hunter, but darn.
No.
Yeah. American. I mean, yeah. So I got to Remember the Titans, and then I guess my second scene is probably going to be. Do I have anything about American Underdog? Probably not actually. I don't know if I have anything in American Underdog that I really, really loved per se.
Crimson, you're not going to
It's tough.
say the X-ray scene in Gus? Because you did seem to highly praise it.
The X-ray scene in Gus is pretty good.
It is good.
It's unique, but I don't like it's weird. At that point in the film, it just was for me anyway. I should let Crimson speak.
I don't know, I'm just running through all the movies in my head, and I'm like, even Remember the Titans, I liked a lot. I had a 7.5. There's just no scenes that really stand out to me. Like, the whole movie's got good scenes, but there's not like a great scene that pops out to me as like that's just the best scene in the movie. Draft Day has one of those being the actual ending of the draft with all the like trading and the pressure put on the Seahawks or whatever. That was
Come on, you
standout.
pancake eating motherfucker.
Yeah, what an insult! All those pancake eaters out there. Blindside doesn't really have
Yeah.
any standouts. American Underdog. No. Maybe just my follow up would be Draft Day. Just the final trade and pressured moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a very intense scene. They capture the pressure and intensity. As I said, even if it's not really accurate to what actually goes on, I do think they capture the pressure and intensity very well to get it across to non-football fans because that's what they dramatize it heavily, you know. All right, I've got one last question for you, gentlemen. For now,
Oh, okay. I'm
anyway.
like, one
Might have
last
more
one.
later.
Jeez.
Yeah, one more for later. Last maybe now. Uh, would Sonny have drafted Kurt Warner?
Like, ever on his team?
Yeah.
No.
Hmm. Why do you say no?
Because of Sonny's chance of being drafted at the beginning point when he gets drafted for the Rams is only because Dennis Quaid's character, who I forget the name, drafted Sonny because he can relate to Sonny's situation of being older and him being older and then being coach. So he saw that in Sonny to draft him and saw his potential through that. I don't think Sonny sees that at all. Or would see that with Kurt. He's just like, he's too old.
I don't know. If he had footage to review, I think there's a chance he would.
The footage to review would be arena games.
That would
Well, no,
still
he had a
showcase his
college.
ability to throw and
He would
stuff.
He did
also
have a call.
know.
He did have college tapes that he did manage to do because he was the starter for his college for the last like 8 games or whatever. So he would
True,
have
and
had a
he knows he doesn't
solid thing
stay
to
in the
draw on for
pocket.
the highlights.
And he would also know that he did get the chance to be for the Packers and failed. So I think Sonny would not choose Kurt.
Yeah.
Okay, that's valid. I think I'm in agreement with that. I don't think Sonny would have drafted Kurt Warner, and I think Sonny would have liked Kurt Warner like as far as character is concerned, like his character, because you know that's one of the main reasons he ended up drafting Vontae Mack first overall. Um, but I do think because he already has a solid quarterback in Brian Drew, I don't think, and that's the quarterback he obviously ended up leaning on. I don't think he would have drafted Kurt Warner. Maybe he would have drafted him as a backup, but I think, yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think he would have drafted him like with the intention to start him.
And Crimson?
I'm going with no, he wouldn't.
Okay. What not the smoothest segue, but one thing we did this season that we haven't talked about yet at all in this past like hour is the football draft we did. And I'd like to just take a little appreciation, a little moment of appreciation to Crimson. For you audience who, if you listen to it, great, but if you get the chance or opportunity to go onto one of the visual side of things, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and look at it, I just want to appreciate Crimson for all the artwork he did for it.
Yes.
Not just our PNGs,
Crimson went
because the PNGs look great and very creative with how we're incorporated in football, but the whole team image that was all hand drawn by Crimson, well, digitally hand drawn, and then all the logos for the team names and the like NFL logo he did, and like all of that work that went into it. I just want to appreciate all that time Crimson did for it.
Yeah, all the praise goes to Crimson for the artwork. 100%. Did an amazing job. Went above and beyond. Truly.
Is that dirt on your guys' nose? What's that brown stuff? I can't
No, I'm
quite
just saying
tell.
this out of the things
Mhm.
we've done, because the baseball draft didn't have that. That was just like images kind of we found, which the football draft does have some of that, but this is like you went above and beyond and did like an extra step of work kind of thing. So I just want to like don't want that to
If you
bypass.
can't tell, audience, by the brown nosing comment, go into the comment section and please just tell Crimson the artwork is good. I just the more that it's
How could
there,
you
the more
all being brown
ammunition we have.
nosers? No, I mean it is taking a long time, so I appreciate that. If we were to do another sports season with another sport, I don't know if I would want to do the drawings again, but if people like it, then I'll do it again.
Well, if I remember
For
correctly,
polo season.
you thought your team was solidified with your picks before we did the draft. So you already had your team, and then you poached, so you had to go back and change one.
I pre-drew mine because I was trying to save myself as much time as possible. And yeah, Meta got poached from me, and then Hazel was disqualified for being a drug user, so drew him for no reason. And then there was another one
You
I had
stole,
to
yeah,
draw.
you stole the Punisher.
Yeah, you took Frank
Yeah,
Castle.
that was the poach. Yeah, so yeah, I swapped out forearms with Punisher, which I already had forearms drawn. So yeah, I did. You are correct about that.
Gotcha.
Now would Sonny draft any of our people?
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely. I don't know who, but he would.
Would Sonny draft The Rock?
The Rock, no, but The Rock from the game plan, yeah. And I don't remember his name. But
Yeah, I don't know.
with all that, we do have a couple segments to get through. We got something new. We got Critics and Critics. We got a post poll. I think that's it.
I'm feeling post-poly.
We also have a wheel to spin.
Yes,
That's
So don't
true.
forget
it has
that.
been a minute.
Post poll though.
Yeah,
Yes, let's do
poly.
post poll.
Perfect. Well, post poll with everyone's life being a little messed up, we did get some polls out, audience, but you've probably noticed that they weren't like maybe we missed a little bit. So we got 3 post polls this season, or for this recap actually. So in case this is your first recap and you don't know what post poll perspective is, over on our YouTube end we have a little posts section where we put out kind of questions to you, the audience, to get kind of your feedback and see how you feel about things, and then we go over them here to find your viewpoint. So the first one we have is, whoa, gotta make sure this looks good. Was what other theological adventure would you like to see Robert Langdon in the Da Vinci Code trilogy partake in? With this had 3 votes, being for the I don't know how to pronounce that first word. Costumbre? I'm sorry.
Costumbre?
Is that how you pronounce it? Costumbre?
I don't know. That sounds right.
Okay. Hinduism, Norse paganism, and Buddhism. And this received, again, 3 votes. 2 went to Norse paganism, and 1 to Costumbre. I really feel like that's not how it's pronounced, but
It's probably not, but hopefully the audience can figure out what we're getting at.
true.
Yeah.
Crimson, did you vote on this one?
I did vote for Norse paganism because I think it'd be pretty cool to see Robert Langdon go through any of that stuff.
I think I would have also voted for Norse.
I think I would have voted for Norse as well, with Buddhism as my second choice.
Yeah, Buddhism I'm not too knowledgeable on, so it'd be kind of interesting to see. I also don't know if there's a lot of like source material for him
I
to
think so.
dissect.
There is
Yeah.
so much source material, but a lot of it's obviously based in China and Asia, because that's where obviously where the origin of Buddhism. I think the origin of Buddhism came out. Don't quote me on it. I'm not as familiar.
Now, that'd be cool. Robert Langdon in China.
Yeah, also doing like
He'd be really out of his
Taoism and
depth.
stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be different.
Yeah, he'd be really out of his depth, but I think that would be fun.
I don't know how many symbols there are with pretty much any of
there's
these
the yin
categories.
yang, right? Is that in Buddhism for the balance? And
I
there's something
don't
about
know
like,
if that's Buddhism.
I don't know if it's
I
Buddhism.
think that
Something
might be
about
Taoism.
a grain of rice or something.
Yeah, out of my depths.
Okay. Next one we have is in another universe. We would have chosen different trilogies to have gone over. Which one would you have wanted the most? This received 3 votes, with the options being Blade, Back to the Future, and Godfather, which were the alternate choices of the trilogies we all would have picked. This got 1 vote for all, so tied all the way through.
Well, we can discount Crimson's vote.
Oh, Crimson, what do you vote for?
Oh, I was just about to say I actually didn't vote on this one.
Oh, sweet. All right. That makes it even more interesting.
Which one would you thought it would have been?
Blade, because it's your pick.
I think I'd actually lean Godfather, because that's one of like the big, like, iconic trilogies, and I've never seen it.
Yeah, I mean that's why I pitched it as a backup. I think interestingly, looking at this list, it would be between Back to the Future and Godfather, because Back to the Future has, while maybe not as infamous as conversations as Cat in the Hat or Hook, there is still some infamy that has come out regarding our perspectives on Back to the Future on the podcast. So that would be an interesting one to choose for that reason. And then I picked The Godfather ultimately, though, because I have seen the trilogy, but it's like super integral to filmmaking as an art form, because it defines the mafia genre pretty much.
Yes. I would have gone with Back to the Future because I think that's would have been the most fun to go over, especially breaking down the sci-fi issues and problems and time travel stuff, and how one movie connects to the other, and how if they break rules or anything. I think it would just be the most fun to go with.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get another 40-minute discussion out of it, how the time travel rules break after the writers put months and months into it,
and how the McFlys in the third movie of his great grandparents, the wife to his great grandfather on his dad's side is similar looking to his mom because it's Leah Thompson. So that family tree line is interesting. Stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe when we do a time travel season, we can throw that trilogy in there.
Oh boy!
I actually already have a time travel movie I want to for pitch, so we'll talk about that after the podcast.
I'm we've already done Project Almanac, and that was fun.
I mean, there's a lot of time travel stuff out there.
Oh yeah.
Does Interstellar count as a time travel movie?
No.
Definitionally, yes, but I wouldn't really call it that.
It is time travel, but it's quote unquote relativistic time travel.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean no.
Yeah, I assume when we say time travel movies, we're going more like time travel is the main gimmick.
Yes.
Like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
More choice.
Sort of
Harry Potter 3.
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
It is a time travel movie.
You're right.
There's nothing wrong with the third movie. Fourth movie onward, you can have problems.
Yeah, look, I personally love the third movie, but that's where the writing really started to go wrong for me. I have a lot of subjective love for Christopher Nolan, though, still.
It's the best one. Get me in the comments if you want.
It is somehow the best one, and they fuck up the most objectively.
That would be a very interesting scoring one.
Yeah,
that average out to a 4.
I would agree.
Fascinating. Harry Potter season. Last one we have here, number 3. Was Sonny's war room decision more for the good of the team, or was it more selfish? And this received 1 vote for selfish. Was that you, Crimson?
It kind of sucks that I am the only vote.
Oh.
Yeah. I voted selfish, which I mean was the core of the question anyways. That was brought up in the podcast itself.
Okay, so this is I'm gonna circumvent. I'm gonna do a lot of bullshitting, so stay with me. So I would say the choice himself to make the decision by himself to get Vontae Mack is a selfish decision, but by the end result, it was clearly the best decision for the team, and thus the most unselfish choice.
But which one was more?
But if we're going
rare?
based, if we're going based purely off of him choosing to draft Vontae Mack without consulting anybody else, yeah, that was selfish. But the result is that it's it resulted in a better team, so arguably is the most unselfish choice.
And that was the question being posed.
Yeah.
I mean, both things occur,
So-
but which one has more?
I believe
Yeah,
when we
I think-
discussed it, percentages were brought up.
Yeah.
It's makes sure you're like 60-40 on
Good for the team,
on it.
I think.
Yeah. I do think there's levels of selfishness that come onto it.
You can't. I don't want to hear an argument on 100-0.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
I would say
that's not what the movie gives.
Yeah. Based purely on how you phrased the question, I think I would lean selfish for post poll here.
Okay. Well,
And that's poll perspective.
that is. I'm glad you got through that without stumbling over your words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
many P's.
Only shortened 3. Sorry, that's on us. We did a little. There was a thing where we went
Life's
3
been
weeks
hectic
without
for
it.
all of
Yeah.
us, so
Yeah, we don't apologize about that, but we did get some, and we did get your feedback on it. Looks like from what it looks being heard, you're fine with any 3 of those trilogies for us to cover, which is quite cool. All right, lads, what's next?
Do we have a wheel available?
Oh boy, we do. Hopefully, we do.
let's
All
do
right.
a wheel.
I'm excited for a wheel.
Oh boy, let me remember how to use the wheel.
Let's see. What was the last one? Was it the field? Field in
Field of
England?
Dreams, I think. Yeah. Field of
Field
Dreams.
Okay, not Field of Dreams. That was a long time ago.
Yes, a field in England.
Yeah, that was a good while ago.
All right, you boys ready?
Well, I'm ready.
All right, we're
ready.
spinning the wheel.
All right. No adventure. No adventure.
No adventure.
Oh.
Hopefully not
Oh.
horror again.
Oh my gosh, that was so close. It was so
What was it?
close to almost being black and white. We landed on tailored to writer.
Hey.
Oh, interesting.
There you
All right.
So next season,
I look forward to seeing what's going to get thrown at me.
we'll have a choice by Sinister to choose something tailored for writer.
That will be interesting.
I guess the question should be, should writer host it then?
I guess that is a good question.
Because I think Crimson, you've done all of them so far.
I have done all the Sinister wheels, yeah. Yeah, I guess writer can.
Yeah, I'll host. If it's a choice tailored to me, I will host.
Okay.
All right, well, excited to see what that ends up being. What do you guys think he'll go for? Do you think he'll try to go with like a history film
It's
or an
Sinister.
artsy
I haven't a
film?
clue.
I feel like Sinister would throw me an artsy film or a history film. I feel like those are the 2 genres of stuff that he would throw at me. But he's given us some left field ones. So
I think Sinister's going to choose something writer hasn't seen.
probably.
I probably agree with that, yeah.
Versus something tailored to writer that
I
he
would
has
be
seen.
really impressed if he did. Yeah.
Like if Sinister
really
goes like
I'd be
Master
really impressed if
Commander, it's like, oh, okay, that is separate, certainly tailored to writer, but you've definitely seen it. But exciting.
Ja.
Exciting indeed.
We're gonna go to Critics on Critics
Perfect.
Oh, all right.
because
Want to
I
stay?
say
All right.
so.
Okay.
And it's a fan favorite.
Oh boy, is it?
I don't know. Are you a fan?
That didn't sound very strong right there. Oh boy, is it?
Sorry, did we try better? Oh boy, is it? There we go.
There you go. I really felt it there.
How youthful.
All right. Well, today's Critics on Critics is solely on Letterboxd. I did not dive into the other realms of the tomatoes and the metas. So there you go.
All right, Letterboxd only.
First one is for
Letterboxd only. You got it.
yep, Letterboxd one. First one for Draft Day by
Letterboxd.
Sean Sean Watson. He gave it a half star, so 1 out of 10. Highly unrealistic movie. The Seahawks have never had the first overall, and the Browns are too garbage to ever make a good draft day decision. Also, you're telling me Sonny did not pick Bo Callahan and somehow convinced the Seahawks he wanted Bo Callahan, even though he clearly didn't? 1, 2, 6 question marks.
Yeah, that's called good manipulation tactic.
I guess.
Yeah. It's called manipulation under pressure. Well, I mean, remember the Seahawks manager did like Bo Callahan a lot, so Sonny didn't really have to sell him on Bo's character. But
yeah, but by not picking him, made everyone question why. What's wrong with him? What do they know that's wrong?
Yeah.
It's a very. I mean, he's not wrong though about the Seahawks and the Browns. Like they have very the Seahawks have very very good team history. They're never like last place, so they never get first pick of the draft. So he's technically right that this commenter.
Yeah, a lot of the reviews for Draft Day were all them complaining about how unrealistic the draft was.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's a football movie made for non-football fans. That's really how the film was made. Yet you need to be a football fan to understand certain aspects of the movie more.
That
I really, like I said, I had to put a. I know that's the point. That was the point of what I. The contradiction was the point. Springs, but I would say that. I mean, if you're going for accuracy to the NFL, I mean, if that's how he wanted to view the film, then yeah, what he's said is pretty much 100% true. I understand he's complaining because it's not really accurate to the NFL at
all. Big highlight to this, which doesn't necessarily tarnish the critic comment, but this movie did not start with based on a true story. So fully fictitious.
That is very true.
Yeah, it's not Remember the Titans where it started with that and then changed a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So
speaking of Remember the Titans,
you can more laugh at it being a bad Cleveland Browns thing than like sticking it to history. But
yeah.
We have someone called The Rogue Critic with half a star, so 1 out of 10.
Oh God.
I like your name, Rogue Critic.
One of the most brutally annoying and predictable football films ever. Script, acting, and story are all painfully generic and cliched. Story flow is stilted and undramatic. Multiple characters are insanely annoying. Film is thematically and ideologically one-sided and agenda-driven. Singing and comedic scenes are awful. Film has actual no plot due to its aversion to sustained dramatic conflict. Ending is laughable, suffers further due to content. That part doesn't make much sense. Rating F.
Well, I like your name, Rogue Critic, but you lost me.
Big no. Yeah. What was the one thing that the movie was?
Everything.
The one thing the film that did well, we all agreed, was like they actually did like the racism bit really well. Like it was a nuanced film.
Yeah,
like,
but is that the one thing they think this movie is?
That sounds like what that was the heart of their complaints.
Oh, so the football thing is terrible?
I don't think there was a single category they left open for it to be positive. It sounded like they bashed everything. Script, acting, story, comedic scenes were awful. The theme and ideology was bad. One-sided.
Maybe the Rogue Critic buys into the Lost Cause myth still. Maybe. Just maybe.
Ending is laughable.
Because of the fake mustache?
I wonder what they count as the ending is the car accident and main guy getting injured, or just the final
Was there?
game?
Maybe his dyed
Yeah, I try to
eyebrows.
think if it was laughable. Maybe
The dyed eyebrows was kind of funny.
the funeral was that was
I mean, that's the
laughable
end
at the end?
scene.
I don't know. Yeah.
When they're all standing by the funeral singing Beatles.
So quite passionate, wrote critic. I don't really see what they're seeing.
I respect the passion, road critic, but I disagree heavily. Otherwise, you need to cite specifics here.
Next up is For the Blind Side by Pactris. I think that's how you'd pronounce that. 5 stars with a heart. 10 out of 10. Perfect movie. The ultimate paradox of The Blind Side is that it exists simultaneously as a comforting childhood staple and a deeply flawed piece of biographical filmmaking. On one hand, the central message of empathy, open door charity, and the transformative power of a stable home environment still carries an emotional punch. The domestic chemistry between the Tohi family and Michael provides some genuinely touching, humorous, slice of life moments. On the other hand, the narrative's oversimplification of football dynamics, implying Michael didn't understand how to protect his quarterback until it was explained through family metaphors, borders on insulting to Orr's actual athletic intelligence. It's a movie caught between its good intentions and institutional biases, making it bittersweet watch that serves as a stark reminder of the massive gap between Hollywood myth making and the complicated truth of real life. Blech,
well, I think that's a
Uh,
pretty good review. I don't understand how you can have such a negative with the movie and still give it a 10 out of 10.
That was
that's my
the main
complaint.
reason I grabbed it.
That's the main complaint I have with it. Their review I think is brilliantly explained. It goes into the nuance of why the film suffers from a very specific aspect of it because we talked about that too.
But
It
it
is
sounds like
one
the
of the
score would
core
be a
aspects of the
7-8
movie.
range, not a 10.
Yeah, it makes it. Yeah, the score sounds like it would be a 7-8 range, depending on how much they valued the history, because that could drop it.
Well, true, but they started at a 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking drop it a little. You don't have to go to a 5.
Yeah, I'm in
Them stating
agreement.
it's a childhood staple, I feel like you could give a more realistic score based off the rating of, like you said, a 7 or an 8, and then the heart to indicate the childhood bias of loving it,
You
right?
could.
Yeah,
This is one of those instances where we're not necessarily talking about what they wrote, but like the actual score they gave.
The consistency
Which is
with their
interesting.
statement to their score.
Yeah.
yeah. Like that's what makes this an interesting comment because, like I said, I think I agree with everything they said. They said it. They articulated themselves very well, but I just don't understand why it's 10 out of 10 based on what they
Unless
said.
they're one of those LetterBoxd users who does like either the 10 out of 10s or the 1 out of 10s, whether they like or dislike a movie. And they don't really
That's
have
true.
in-between
I
scores.
don't have their account
Yeah.
up right now, though, so can't check that.
I don't know what Letterboxd is, so I don't know if that's a thing
Yeah.
on Letterboxd.
That's a LetterBoxd thing. There's people who do that.
Next, American Underdog by Matthew McLaughlin.
Oh, sounds like we're going to have one of
Probably
each movie.
McLaughlin. Yeah, this one's very short. Half star, 1 out of 10. A guy next to me on the plane watched this on his obscenely large tablet. He teared up. That guy was a loser, and the movie sucked.
That's a very funny review, but if they watched it on the plane on their tablet, how are you watching and listening?
I don't know. I don't know if he went back to watch it on his own, but I just loved that guy's a loser, and the movie sucked.
I mean, based on the experience of the review, I guess I'm okay with it.
You watched it on a plane on someone else's tablet. Were you able to hear it?
Yeah, that's the person next. They specify the person next to them was playing the movie in their, I assume, their headphones because you would get in trouble for like not watching something on your headphones or whatever. And then, yeah, that's just weird. So I guess if that's how they experienced the film solely through watching a film without sound, probably true. I guess their rating
it makes sense. It's like Ryder with your Way of Water rating. Bad theater experience.
Yeah, bad theater experience.
is a loser. I don't know. That's just,
I guess they don't like football.
I'm just imagining
I
the
guess
scene,
so.
like you just watching the movie. He goes, "Yeah, it's past the time on the plane," and the guy starts crying, and he just looks over, raises an eyebrow. What a loser!
So true.
All right. All right. Gus by System Terror. Give it 1.5 stars with a heart. 3 out of 10.
With a heart.
With a heart. Kind of a rare combo, heart and a low score like that. This is not as good as Radio, but better than Remember the Titans. Still, though,
No.
not even a field goal kicking mule could make football enjoyable. Loved all the old balding boomer humor, Looney Tunes hijinks, but I appreciated the most that there is more hot ass in this movie than your mom's OnlyFans.
Jesus Christ. Okay. That's
Wow.
not what I expected for this review.
What did it started with? Worse than Radio, but better than Remember the Titans?
This is not as good
What?
as Radio, so Radio's better, but better than Remember the Titans.
They have
I
Radio above
thought
Remember
this was gonna be.
Oh.
I thought the only I thought the only thing I was gonna take away from this was like, okay, I guess they just don't like football. But then that kept going.
Well,
Now I'm like,
that
I
gives
don't-
us a benchmark. They gave this a 1.5 star, so a 3 out of 10, and they think this is better than Remember the Titans.
Yep. So it's probably a 1 or a 2 to them. I tried looking through their catalog, but they literally had more than 5,000 movies reviewed.
Oh wow.
I couldn't put in the time.
that's insane, but okay.
Interesting.
I
Funny.
guess enjoy OnlyFans, my guy. Thumbs up.
I
That's
guess
all I'll
so.
say.
That was pretty funny. All right, last one. Airbud Golden Receiver. This one's a mouthful. Kind of a longer one. By Mark for President. 5 stars, a 10 out of 10.
No.
My first question going into this movie, are they really going to show someone tackling a dog to get him out of the game? And yeah, they sure did. So many Dutch angles. Somebody got artsy with this picture, but that just makes all the parts of it that are shot like a sitcom stand out a lot more. Cinematography is about a constant visual language. I think Airbud 2 Golden Receiver falls short there. The villains felt like they were pulled from a script for Home Alone 7. Multiple scenes end with them covering in goop, because that's funny. Laugh, laugh, monkeys. Airbud 2 Golden Receiver deserved a higher quality villain. This is the only thing that can make me watch football, because football is silly. Quit jumping on each other, guys. Just kiss already. It's okay. This is such a guilty pleasure for me. A 5-star awful movie. I love it. I know one of these movies ends with Nick Fury telling Airbud about the Avengers Initiative. Probably the next one. Let's find out together as a family.
That's a 10 out of 10 review.
Again, it goes with the other one. 10 out of 10, and you got things to
And then
gripe
dashed
on.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand.
The review itself is 10 out of 10. Like just the way they phrased everything. Their writing for the review is 10 out of 10. I don't agree with their rating based on what they said, but
Home Alone 7 villains.
They are.
Fair.
Yep.
they are. Yeah.
The cinematography being consistent visual language, and this not meeting that, true.
Yep.
Yep.
Football is silly.
If
If
football
this is
players
what
needing
you're
to
going
kiss
with-
each other, I guess could be true. I don't know.
It could be.
It's funny. It's funny. I mean, I say this as someone who is a football fan. It is pretty silly to outsiders. It was silly to me. That's why I didn't watch it for many years.
Nick Fury, I don't think that's true.
That's an
We
Airbud
haven't
7.
covered World.
He said it's
Yeah,
going to be the next
so-
one.
Yeah.
So
It could be. We haven't seen that one yet.
Could be. And that does it for Critics on Critics.
Wow.
some excellent choices, Crimson.
Some funny ones in there. I think the Blindside one is the one that sticks out the most of like, no.
Yeah.
I think the Remember the Titans one sticks out with me the most. But in
American
terms of
Underdog.
comedy, though, I think American Underdog and uh, Airbud and Gus have some very funny reviews. Like those are all hilarious.
That's been critics.
Alrighty. That
Yeah,
leaves
that's
the
been.
segment, right?
Oh boy.
Oh, we want to jive right into the segment?
I think it's all we
I
got
can
left.
do that. All right. Well, gentlemen, you are now experts in football, right? Right. So,
I see what you did there.
yeah. So I put together using the classic penalty book for the NFL. I have written some scenarios for you where you're going to name the penalty and you're going to tell me what the ruling on the field is.
Oh, one more
I've
time. What was
prepared
it?
8.
What did you just say? What's the segment called?
You're an expert.
Oh yeah, the segment's called "Ruling on the Field."
There we go.
Yeah. So I have put together 8 scenarios for you, and you guys will have to decide the penalty. And if you are right, you get a point. If you're wrong, you don't get anything. Shock, shock. You can work cooperatively, and since you're such experts, I have developed a cushion for you. I will let you rename 2 of the penalties to something that you feel is better.
I don't know what that means.
But we'll find out.
If you guys, so if you guys get the name wrong, and then I tell you the name of the penalty, and you guys feel very strongly you should rename it, I will give you that point for free.
And we can do that twice.
Yes, you can do that twice.
Out of the 8, or you say there were 7?
Twice out of the 8.
Twice out of the 8. Okay.
And
is this
you
a
have
point
to
system game? You said so.
Yes, you can both get points at the end. Yes. Okay. The how it's going to work though is if you guess, you have to guess. I'll say 5 of them correctly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, and obviously you have your 2 freebies, so use them wisely.
Alrighty then. Do we get a list of
All right.
penalties, or are we just saying what we know?
No, we just gotta say what we know.
You're going to be saying what you know.
All right.
You're experts.
Oh boy. Do we know the difference between a yellow and a red flag?
Roughing the passer.
Stop it! He hasn't said it yet.
That's true. I did get Curmudgeon Critic's permission. He is going to be a player that does show up in some of these scenarios.
Oh boy.
All right.
So he has like the Vader helmet on, and guy taking his gear.
Yeah. What team is he playing on? Is he on the
Dolphins?
9-binded armadillos?
He's the one that sacked like the Adams quarterback and put them out of the game. All right. Are you gentlemen ready?
As ready as I can be.
Oh yeah.
All right. Curmudgeon Critic is lined up, excited to tackle the quarterback, and as he timed the snap count, he lunged for the quarterback right before the ball is snapped. The whistles are blown, a flag is thrown. Gentlemen, what is the ruling on the field?
Okay, I know this one.
I know it's a flag penalty. Early. I'm gonna go. I don't know the name. Early start.
Is it a false start?
False start.
I don't know.
False start. Nice job.
Okay.
Wait. All right, we got a point.
Yes, it is also called. It is also called offsides. But false start is also.
Oh.
There are, it is also called offsides, but it is also called a false start. But false start is usually offensive related, not defensive related. But I will give you the point because it is essentially the same thing.
Okay. False start, that's a fine name. I'm okay with that one.
Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready for number 2?
Yep. Push us back 15 yards.
Yeah. That was a 5 yards actually. There are 11 members
Please.
of the offense
I'm the
now head
expert.
out onto the field. Yeah, that's true. The 11 members of the offense head out onto the field. Curmudgeon Critic lines up as an extra receiver, and 6 players line up on the line of scrimmage around the ball. The QB snaps the ball, whistles, and flags are thrown, blowing the play dead. Gentlemen, what is the ruling on the field?
Man, that was just a foreign language to me right there.
Okay, hang on. What position is Curmudgeon in this?
Curmudgeon Critic lined up as an extra receiver, and 6 players line up at the line of scrimmage around the ball.
Okay. Can there be 2 receivers? Well, how many receivers? No, you can have more than
I
one
think there's a left
receiver.
and right.
You can have multiple.
No, I'm
receivers.
thinking.
I'm thinking of plays where it's like the quarterback goes back and the receivers are whoever you're going to pass the ball to, right? Because 11 offensive, but the extra would make it 12. So is 12
Is there a
too
penalty
many?
for having too many players?
Yes, because
Seems
it's
like a
There
weird
are
scenario.
there are penalties for that. Yes.
yeah, because it's not equal to the other team's defense. And I remember when we were in Airbud talking about Buddy on the field, and I think Gus too, if that counted as it, and Ryder said, yeah, he counted, and it was equal numbers on both teams, and I think he said 11. So I think the penalty is for having the extra player, but I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what that would be called. So you want to make up a name for it? Since that's your theory?
Offsides. No. I don't know, uneven teams? There's got to be something more football technical to that.
Head count. I don't know.
False head count?
False head count.
Is that your final submission?
I think it's because of too many players, but I don't know the name. Exceeding
Yeah, I have
head
nothing
count.
for it.
You're
Exceeding
gonna
head
say
count.
obscene head count? Sitting head count? Alright. You did not get it wrong, so this can be a freebie, but what I was specifying is that the offensive line has to have a required number of players on the line of scrimmage, being 7. So Curmudgeon Critic lining up as an extra receiver and leaving only 6 players on the line of scrimmage, it makes this an illegal formation. It is a 5-yard penalty.
Illegal formation. So,
Crimson, do we want the freebie on this?
I mean, you technically got it right. Just
But
not the right name.
Ryder's ruling. So.
Well, I wasn't talking about
yeah.
players on the field. I'm talking about players on the line of scrimmage.
You did.
Okay.
So actually, technically, we got that wrong then.
I guess we did.
So no freebie.
I guess we can let's keep the freebie. We got a lot to go through.
I don't think that counts as a freebie though, because we didn't get the right. Not just we didn't call it right. We didn't get the right thing. We were thinking of the 11, not the 6 on the scrimmage.
You can use a freebie for this one. If you don't like the name, I'll let you use the freebie, and this would count as a pass for you.
Okay,
So
I thought the name was if we didn't get the name right of the play. We didn't even get the ruling of the field penalty right.
Yeah, and the freebies can be used for those too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's just a free point.
Oh, free point.
Essentially, yes, but you have to rename. But you have to rename it though.
Oh, stumbling skirmish.
I can describe the play for you again. Yeah, stumbling skirmish. Yeah, so the offense has to have 7 members at the line of scrimmage. That's essentially where the football is lined up on the field.
Oh shit! I don't want to say what I was thinking.
I would imagine this penalty never happens.
It does happen, actually. It is a rare one though.
Because all these people know how to play, presumably.
I've watched football, I think, 3 years actively. I've seen a legal formation called maybe 3 times a season.
Wow. So they pretty much do that to see if they can get away with it then, huh?
Sometimes, but sometimes you're subbing in rookies. So, rookie doesn't know they have to, follow, because a rookie might line up too far out to be counted as part of the line of scrimmage, or there might be confusion as to how the play is being set up.
I got a name. I got a name for it.
False line.
The 7 pieces of 6.
All right, there you go.
That's a good creative one. All right, that's down one freebie, gentlemen. You've got
All
one
right,
left.
so we got 2 points. 3 more to go.
All right. The QBs handed the ball off to the running back, and they were just about to make it through the defensive line when suddenly curmudgeon critic appears about to tackle the runner. However, just before he does, one of the offensive players manages to grab a hold of curmudgeon critic from behind. The whistle blows, flags are thrown. Gentlemen, what is the ruling on the field?
This sounds like roughing the passer to me.
Is that roughing the passer or holding?
Or holding. I don't know if that's a separate thing. So, curmudgeon got grabbed from behind while trying to pass the ball off?
While trying to tackle the running back.
See, it's the fact that they said hold back and wasn't tackled. So I'm thinking it's holding.
That sounds like it could be its own term. Okay, holding.
Is holding your last submission, gentlemen?
Oh, see, that makes me second guess. Because that's like him giving us a second chance thing. It could be roughing the passer.
Can I have the scenario
no
one more
touched. Yeah, he didn't touch him.
All right. The QBs handed the ball off to the running back, and they were just about to make it through the defense when suddenly curmudgeon appears about to tackle the runner. However, just before he does, one of the offensive players manages to grab a hold of curmudgeon critic from behind. The whistle blows and flags are thrown.
Yeah, I think
Gentlemen,
that's holding.
what's the ruling?
Yeah, we'll go with holding.
That is correct.
Hey,
Whew.
good one, Sprinks. I would have gone that.
It's the way it was worded. I'm like, I had to picture in my head. So he's on the defensive line going to tackle, and then offense hold. Yeah.
Yeah, I phrased it specifically that way because I know you guys are experts, but I'm trying to help you out here too.
Yep.
All right,
all
3
right.
for 3.
Oh my god, I learned something.
Identicality.
This season worked.
All right. The opposing team's QB has overthrown the ball. Curmudgeon critic has gotten under the pass instead of the receiver. However, to prevent the catch, the receiver grabs onto curmudgeon critic's jersey, pulling him down without trying to make a play on the ball. Whistles and flags. Gentlemen, what is the ruling on the field?
I got this one.
Okay.
That sounds like a pass interference.
Pass interference.
And Springs?
See, the whole play of the ball going too far and pass receiver, it's the sake of grabbing curmudgeon and putting him to the ground and not like tackling him, like forcefully pulling him down. That sounds, and that also just sounds like holding again.
Because I think pass interference is when you intentionally prevent a player from the opportunity of receiving a pass. Which just seems confusing to me because then that's what tackling is. But I think that's what it is. No, it's preventing him from catching it, which is why I think it might be a pass interference.
But is pass interference a penalty, or is that the same as like when a ball goes to a player and they swat it out of the air without catching it? Isn't that also a pass interference?
I think it's if you're contacting the player. If you're trying to intercept the ball or swat the ball, I think that might be fair.
I know that is fair. They don't blow the whistle on that, but I didn't know if that's the same thing. But your explanation sounded fancier. So,
all right. Pass interference.
You're missing a word, I'll tell you that.
Missing a word.
Illegal pass interference.
Nope.
Oh. Oh, that was our second.
I'll give you a couple extra guesses.
Oh, extra guesses. Oh man, he's being so generous.
Offensive pass interference.
What did you say?
He said
offensive pass interference.
Yep. That's correct.
Okay. Oh yeah. Holy.
All right.
I only know one other penalty, so hopefully we'll get that one.
So I will say this: the just to give you guys to go, it is a 10-yard penalty. An offensive passive interference is when an offensive receiver physically impedes a defensive player from making a playable catch on a forward pass. So this is typically because obviously there's things like interceptions in football, but if a ball is about to be intercepted and the receiver can't prevent it and they pull down the player instead, that's an interference, an offensive pass interference, they might say.
Okay, so they can't get the ball, and they're like, "Oh shoot, I'm going to take the guy out instead." Boom, flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. All right, on to the next one. Curmudgeon Critic successfully passes off his defensive assignment. His teammate, however, blows the coverage, and the defender breaks away, about to angle towards a touchdown. The QB throws the ball, and the receiver goes to make the catch. However, the defender makes a desperate tackle without looking at the ball. Inside the 15-yard line, whistles and flags. What is the ruling on the field?
That one I did not follow.
That sounded so specific within the
does.
15-yard. It's like a proximity matters.
But the defense made a tackle within the 15 while the ball's in the air? Because no one's caught. Is that a thing? You can't tackle someone who hasn't caught the ball yet?
Can you run that one more time?
The whole story?
Yeah.
All right. Curmudgeon Critic successfully passes off his defensive assignment. His teammate, however, blows the coverage and the defender breaks away, about to angle towards a touchdown. The QB throws the ball and the receiver goes to make the catch. Beaten, the defender makes a desperate tackle without looking at the ball inside the 15-yard line. Whistles and flags. What is the ruling on the field, gentlemen?
Does the defender have to look at the ball?
Yeah, he's specifying that they're not looking at the ball.
And also just like the beginning, Curmudgeon Critic on his defense line pass the program, but it's the other defender. That beginning sounds fine. It's the sake of like tackling the ball while it's in the air to the receiver for a touchdown. But for the 15-yard line.
Did the receiver get tackled at all?
Yes. Before he makes the catch.
Yeah, while the ball's in the air.
Okay. Is there such thing as like roughing the receiver? I don't know.
That's not.
You got one more freebie, gentlemen. If you want to use it here.
We do, but we should make a guess first before using the freebie.
That's true.
It's got to do with tackling the receiver before the ball's caught. But he's in. Did you say it would have made a touchdown, so he's in the end zone? Or the 15-yard mark? It would. You said 15-yard mark. Without looking. So it's not. If caught, it wouldn't make a touchdown. You'd have to turn and run.
Is the penalty called tomfoolery?
No way.
No.
All right. I could put times up here if you guys want.
You gotta make a guess, Crimson.
Roughing the receiver. I have no idea.
Illegal defensive tackle.
Well,
sure. Roughing
it is
the receiver.
A defensive pass interference.
Defensive pass interference.
A defensive player significantly hinders the offensive receiver's ability to catch the pass if inside the 15-yard line it is placed halfway to the goal line. So this is usually called, if this is called anywhere in the open field, the ball is moved to the spot of the foul. So let's say you ran 50 yards and you got tackled by a defender before you caught the ball. That ball would everybody would move 50 yards up the field essentially. But because it happened within the 15-yard line, it would be half the distance to the goal.
That's a hefty penalty potential.
Yes.
Okay. So Crimson, we have one freebie left. If we use it here, we have 4 more rounds. We have to get one of them right to make the 5 out of 8.
Okay. I don't think we need to use the yet.
Then we got to still make 2.
Yeah, but the freebie we could literally save for the very last question if we wanted to.
True. Okay, yeah, I like the danger. Yeah, we won't use it.
All right. All right, here we go. The play is in motion. One of the defenders grabs a hold of the fast receiver just as they twist it into their route. The QB throws the ball and misses. Whistles and flags. What is the ruling on the field, gentlemen?
Again, he said hold. Would Ryder do the same penalty twice?
Don't know.
And just give
Is
a
there
different
8
scenario?
penalties out there?
Oh, I'm sure there are, but I'm just saying, like,
Mhm.
would 3 of these 8 be all holding, but different scenarios of what holding means?
So he got tackled while passing?
I didn't hear tackle.
Run it again?
The play is in motion. One of the defenders grabs a hold of the receiver just as they twist it into their route. The QB throws the ball and misses. Whistles and flags. What is the ruling on the field, gentlemen?
See, that sounds like holding.
So the receiver got grabbed before the QB even threw the ball.
QB
That
missing.
does sound like holding.
QB missing has nothing to do with it. Also, curmudgeon is not in this one.
And I think there's one where it's like if you're tugging on their like uniform or something. Like I think that's like a separate
That's separate from
penalty.
holding.
I think.
What was the movie we watched
not
where
too
the
sure.
guy was holding the uniform and he just kept running? Was that Gus? Tore his jersey off and just kept running to the end zone? That was the end of Gus?
That was the end of Gus, yeah.
See, I'm leaning that this is another holding. Because he didn't say he tackled him.
Sure. We can do another holding. But is it a defend? Does it matter if it's a defending offensive hold?
I think holding is.
Does it?
Oh, shit. Oh, that threw everything in there. See, I don't think holding is. I think holding is on any sides, offense or defense. It still results as holding because it's not a tackle.
I mean, the others have been specific. Was our first holding one just holding, or
It was
was
just
that
holding.
Okay, then I guess holding.
Now,
again.
it's pointed when the whistle's blown exactly who is doing it, so it could be like offensive side holding, defensive side holding. So I suppose it could be more specific. So being that this is the defense, this could be defensive side holding, I think. But the
Sounds good to
penalty
me.
itself is still holding, I think.
We'll go with that.
Defensive side holding.
You were so close. You added a word. It's just defensive holding.
Defensive holding. Okay. I think that counts.
That should count.
I'm debating how harsh I want to be right now.
Oh, you gave us like freebies generously of like, oh, you can get extra tries.
I'm surprised on how well we're doing right now. I think that's what's happening here.
I think the sake that we added defense and not just straight holding.
I'll be merciful. All right. It works.
All right.
I think you guys passed with that, right?
We have
So
our
we can keep
freebie,
going?
but we do need one more point.
Oh, you do? All right. Let's see. Have I skipped something? Because I thought I've gone through all 8. Let me look back real quick.
We've
I
done
got
5.
2 more I can go through.
Oh.
Let's see. So that's why I'm going back real quick to see if I skipped any. I don't think I did.
I don't think we went through 8.
No. We've only done 5.
And we didn't go through 8. We didn't go through 8. I think we're on 7 though.
No, next one would be 6.
Let's see.
We got the first one. We used the freebie on the second one. Then we did 2. And the last one we decided not to use our freebie on. We did not get that point. And we just got this one. So we have 4 points out of the 5 we've done.
I think you're not counting one of them because like I said, I've gone through 6 stories, but we'll revisit that at the end. Because of my count, we're now at 7.
Interesting.
I mean, you saving the freebie, we're going to win regardless. But let's hear the next one. Let's go.
All right. Curmudgeon Critic groans. He stands up at the end of the play. His team just scored a touchdown, and then he is slammed down by the opposing team. Whistles and flags.
Jeez.
What is the ruling on the field?
Oh gosh, that's
sportsmanship.
Yeah, that's gosh, that's
illegal tackle. I don't know. That's clearly a no.
Yeah. No, that's definitely poor sportsmanship. Something tackle. A rude tackle. No, it's not. It's not rude. Crud. End.
I'm just thinking like an illegal tackle.
Something with touchdown. End play tackle. False tackle. No, it's not false tackle. Illegal tackle.
Would this cancel the touchdown?
No, touchdown's already made.
No.
Okay. So what would the penalty be inflicted?
Onto the person.
The penalty that would be inflicted?
Yeah. Would they be like the start of the next round?
Start of the next series. The start of the next series would be a 15-yard penalty.
Okay. So it wouldn't be like a play to screw up that current point.
It would be a 15-yard penalty on the field goal if they chose to go for a field goal. So when the field team has to come out, they have to come from 15 yards out farther. Or closer in this case. Because the Curmudgeon Critics team is the one that scored the touchdown, so they would be 15 yards closer.
Yeah.
To score, to either kick the field goal or make a point at a 2-point conversion.
Asshole tackle.
The one that got tackled was the one that caught the ball for the touchdown?
No, Curmudgeon got tackled. Curmudgeon's on the field, gets up. His team made the touchdown. Everyone's celebrating. They made a touchdown. Whoever made it is dancing. And Curmudgeon gets tackled.
Aggravated assault.
That's funny.
Aggravated assault. An AA tackle.
All right. Any final submissions?
They
illegal
ran
tackle.
It.
I don't know.
They were offensive, so it's defensive who tackled him. A DA tackle. Defensive assault tackle.
It is unnecessary reference.
Unnecessary reference?
Unnecessary roughness.
Oh,
yes.
roughness.
Roughness.
Okay. Unnecessary roughness.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is specifically taunting. Since you guys brought that up.
Oh, like celebrating at the end zone.
More like, you caught the ball, you're celebrating, but you specifically walked up to the enemy team and posed in front of them. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Insulting
Insulting them.
Team.
I got you all night.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can use the freebie there to guarantee the win, but I think the name is fine.
Or we could save it for the very last one, so Ryder gets to use all 8 of his
Let's do
scenarios.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. The QB tosses the ball, and the receiver pulls it down out of the air. And as they turn to run, the defender tackles and grabs him by the inside of their collar, slamming them to the ground. Whistles, flags, gentlemen, what is the ruling on the field?
Oh, I think that's the Jersey one I talked about earlier.
Because you can do that to the defense of linemen, the inside of the collar. We've watched a movie. I think Blindside covered that. You hold them on the inside, and that's fine. but on a receiver end to hold them on the inside and down, which is not a tackle.
Like collar grab.
I mean, that's
Sounds
what's
stupid,
happening, but yeah, that doesn't sound like the right name. Now, is this another form of holding? Because not a tackle, he's holding on the inside, but it's not a legal play.
I feel like this is a different classification. We already had a defensive holding, and then we had, I guess, a generic holding.
Is this offense holding? But it's not offense.
No. Yeah, it's a defensive player holding back.
We know it's something because of the way it's worded that it's held the collar on the inside. Unless that's a trick, and that's actually totally fine. Also, the wording of the QB passes the ball and he holds the ball down. He pulls the ball down, doesn't catch it. Interesting. But that doesn't make sense. He's not Mr. Fantastic. He doesn't stretch out or pull the ball toward him.
Collar grab, collar tackle, collar penalty. It's got to be collar something. He didn't just say like grab shirt. He said grab collar.
Yeah,
it's pretty specific.
Because there's a difference between depending on where you can hold, which is with the linebackers, you can hold the inside to push against them. That's legal.
I'm leaning collar tackle.
I just feel like it's another holding.
Are you deviating or are you going to work cooperatively?
You want to go to collar tackle?
Yeah, collar tackle.
Okay, collar tackle. I don't think that's right, but we'll go with collar tackle.
It is almost right, but there is actually, it's the first word here that's important. It's horse collar tackle. So I'm actually not going to count that, but you can rename it. So it's a freebie.
All right, I'm renaming it collar tackle.
Where's the horse collar in any of it?
All right, so to
recap,
or something. Yeah, to recap, you had false start, illegal formation, offensive holding, or holding, and then offensive pass interference, defensive pass interference, and then you had defensive holding, unnecessary roughness, and horse collar tackle. Like I said, I think you guys got a late. So
roughing the passer never showed up, and that was one I knew.
Or an offsides in a different form.
Yeah. I know roughing the passer's one. That's why I didn't put it up. I didn't put it up there, though. It was one I deleted. I made originally. Yeah, I originally made 10. I wanted to make it interesting. Okay.
You did?
Well, I think that was pretty good.
We knew some of that.
I'm surprised how well we did, actually.
Yeah, you guys did amazing. I did help you with a lot of the phrasing, but that was intentional. So I think you guys did great. You guys both earned a point.
Hey, we both get a point.
Yes.
All right. Crimson is still in the lead. This puts... Wow. Oh, nice. Sinister's at 2. Ryder and I are now both tied at 9, and Crimson's at 12.
Closing the gap, though. That's not... pretty small.
All right. That was the segment. Ruling on the field.
Ruling on the field. We'll see if that one comes back.
It might. Might be a little different.
Maybe for another sports season. You never know.
Oh, the water polo.
Hell yeah.
We better stop talking about that or else we're going to have to do it.
Yeah, that's true. Let's not dig our graves yet for that one. But is there anything else, gentlemen? Any final questions? Any additional thoughts?
There's the big question, the ending question. Crimson
asked. Ending question. I don't think I have anything before that.
I guess comparatively to the baseball season, how this season did, rather than just the season overall, but like comparing the sports season to sports season. I think I do like having a little more than 4. Like 6 felt good. The 4 seemed a little short, but I mean the 4 still had variation between all 4. They were all very different, and this one still had very difference between all 6. But I think the 6 gave more of a overall understanding of the sport, I think, strong in a stronger sense.
Yeah, I think we'll probably come back to baseball just because there's way more baseball movies than there are football movies. So I think that's an easy sport to come back to and do a second season for.
We could. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of football
We
ones.
could come back to football and give it 4, and go back to baseball and give it 6, and then they're both even out of 10.
That's true. Or we can go to a different sport.
Or we could do, 10 water polo movies.
Good luck
Hell
finding
yeah.
10 water polo movies.
It's a miracle we found 2, okay?
Oh, dude, we could do a golf season.
There's probably enough out there. I can't even think of any.
What? Happy Gilmore? Caddyshack?
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. Comedies. I was thinking more.
I can't wait for Uno because once we do Uno, we can do the Uno the movie. That'll be good. That'll be good.
Oh, I see what you're doing. That's not a sport, but I see where you're getting at. Oh my god, that's a long movie.
Yes, it is.
I don't know how we'd objectively break that one down.
We
but
could.
I guess
The
comparing
cinematography sucks in that movie.
dude, it's just the same
The
freaking
characters
camera.
are
Scene.
fantastic.
It's one shot.
Yeah, the characters are fantastic though. I would argue the cinematography in that is more consistent than like what the Tom Hanks movie we did that was like about the one shot in the house.
Oh, here?
Here.
Yeah, the camera was more consistent in the Uno movie than it was in
Sure,
here.
it doesn't mean it's better.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not saying it's better. I said it's more consistent.
Interesting.
I guess comparing the two seasons, how did you guys like the drafts about the same or one over the other?
Ooh. Well, I went with different approaches in both drafts. I mean, I kind of tried to do entertainment in both, but I had more of a gimmick with the football one. I think I might like the baseball one more because it was a shorter team, and I knew more about baseball than football.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, in baseball you tailored your team. Like each position was intentionally picked for the player. This one, it was just a grab bag, it seemed, for the most part. There was a couple specific ones like The Rock, you wanted quarterback, but you misheard cornerback.
Yeah, cornerback and that.
Yeah. But a lot of yours were just like not pre-assigned, as far as I recall.
The players were, but the positions weren't.
Yeah. And I guess for me, I think I enjoyed the baseball one more because of the assigning to the locations. I feel like the baseball ones, the positions players have are more clearly defined, while a lot of the football positions are pretty much just a slight variation of another position.
Hey, my positions are extremely defined.
This person just catches. No, I mean, all the positions on the field are very similar to each other, just with a slight variation.
We didn't draft our blackboard coaches.
Or what?
The blackboard coach. Or the cooler coach. Or, the 32 coaches in Gus.
Yeah. There was no mascots.
We didn't. Well, kind of.
But we did get unique teams, which the baseball one didn't have.
That's true.
Yeah,
I don't think
I would say
teams had
the
names.
baseball one was a more like free, I want to say, more wild, which is why I liked it. I would say this one I had fun, but because it was a lot of players, it did feel a little bit more overwhelming. So I think baseball one still takes it for me in terms of which draft I enjoyed more. But obviously, my favorite thing about this draft is obviously Crimson's art. Which, audience, you should comment and tell Crimson that he did a really good job, so we can bully him about it.
I guess, are you guys ready for the final question?
I think so.
I believe so, yes.
How do you guys feel the season went as a whole?
I think it went almost to the point of eerie good. Because the picks were randomized of what we were like. We chose our 2 but whose was coming out when was kind of in order, but we didn't know.
Yeah, the audience will never fucking believe
Nope,
us.
you won't. But that's completely what happened.
But that's kind of where I'm at too. It's like it was scary how well everything actually worked out in terms of lining up to tell a story with football and just the progression. So I'm with you on that one. It was eerily scary.
And how crazy how Gus is in Air Bud, yet Ryder and I hadn't seen it, and Crimson didn't remember it. Like that's
crazy.
Wild.
The link. Yeah, but it was a good variety. I liked the season.
Yeah, this season did something that I talked about last recap with the trilogies, where I talked about I kind of knew or had seen almost every movie in that season. Meanwhile, this one's the inverse, where there was only one I'd seen beforehand, being Air Bud. So I did enjoy a bunch of new movies. Enjoy, even though most of them came up as like middle of the road fives. But
you were watching new films though, so there's enjoyment to be had in that. If you're watching a bad movie the first time, there's still technically some enjoyment to be had in that it's your first time.
Yeah.
Well then, gentlemen, shall I read us out, or is there anything else?
Well, usually we have like kind of like a hint or like a good hook into the next season. Does anyone have any?
Not really.
Okay.
All I know is there's going to be a disaster.
Yeah, I think that works.
At some point.
So, yeah, there you
go. All right. Well, thank you, audience, for listening, whether it be Spotify, Amazon, Castbox, Castbox, Goodheart, Jesus Christ. Okay. Thank you, audience, for listening, whether it be Spotify, Amazon, Castbox, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, and Samsung. And if it be in our visual side of things, be it YouTube or Rumble, thank you for watching. Oh, and freaking Spotify. Thank you for watching our PNGTuber slideshow there. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe everywhere. Tell us how much you hate our opinions or how much you love them. And as always, I've been a Geeky Writer.
I'm Crimson Maroon.
And I'm Sprinks.
And we will catch you next time. Later, everybody.
Bye.
Toodaloo!